We welcome inside Gore Arena for Big South basketball on ESPN+. Campbell Fighting Camels fresh off a win on Wednesday. They welcome the Radford Highlanders. 2 losses by a combined 8 points in Big South Conference play. Both these teams could be undefeated in the league. Evan Budrovich with George Miller with you. George, for Radford and our Radamy Homes keys to the game, you're asking for easy buckets today. How do they get that done?
Defense is where it starts, Evan. You got to start off getting some turnovers and get out on the break. When they do that, they'll get some layups or even, transition out to some good three-point shots.
You asked for Campbell to control the glass and take care of the ball. How do they get that done?
Well, you got a veteran-led team here, Evan. So they know how to do it. This is what Campbell does. They just have to get back to their principles. And then you got to block out because Radford's going to crash.
There's the Campbell bench led by Kevin McGeehan. He takes on a young first-year head coach in Darius Nichols. What a unique matchup of a veteran Campbell team. 99% of their roster comes back, and a Radford team that's brand new.
Yeah, that definitely, it makes a difference because they have to get the camaraderie going. Campbell already has that. They've been together. They stay together. And then you add the component, Evan, of no crowd. So you say, okay, we've done this before. Radford's played in front of a few people this year, so this is their first time playing with no crowd, but Campbell's used to this for the last few games.
Welcome to courtside with George Miller. I'm Evan Budrovich. These teams so starkly contrast in experience. This is a rematch of last year's Big South semifinal. While the players are different, the venue's different, there's still an intensity leading into this game.
Most definitely, and these teams both need a win today. So, 1 and 2, got to get it. So these teams are ready. These guys are ready to play.
Jesus Carolero and Joncom on the tip. Campbell starts with the basketball. Radford won the regular season series when these teams met in 2021, but it was the Camels with a tournament victory advanced them to the conference finals. Since then, Radford has had 7 players leave the program, 11 new transfers in the last 2 years, as Jordan Whitfield misses his first 3.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for more than that. That ball moved around. Jesus kicked it out there to the corner 3. They'll take that all day. And, Jordan will eventually knock those down.
Radford's led by 5 players with 7 or more points, but no double-figure scorers for Coach Nichols as Joncom comes up short. And Carolero, the defensive assignment.
Yeah, it was good. He just kept those hands up there and, and not fouled on that.
Kevin McGeehan starting 5. They've played 10 straight games together, led by Jordan Whitfield, the senior guard. He's 11 points away from 1,000.
Yeah, I think he'll get there today. He already had a nice open shot, which Coach wants him to take all day.
Austin McCullough with a contested 3. That's one area Radford does very well defensively. Top third in the league in fewest three-pointers allowed. Here's the Highlanders starting attack. Josiah Jeffers, 5 assists a game. And then Brian Hart, he's averaged 15 points in conference, a big scorer at that guard position.
Yeah, they've liked what he's done there, and he's had some hot starts too, Evan. So they're looking to get him going and continue on that trail.
Both these teams lean heavily on their starters, but Radford, they'll go 9 deep. Plenty of depth. And another missed 3. That was Drayvon Mangum, who leads Radford in three-point makes. He's 6'7". The Highlanders love that 4-guard lineup, and Mangum stretches the court.
Yeah, he definitely helps that. Coach Nichols definitely wants to put that 4-around-1 with Joncom in there by himself, with the only post aspect. And it lets them cut and, kick out for those open threes, which they will not be shy about letting go.
Radford makes 8 three-pointers a game. Campbell only 5, not a strength of their offense. 2 teams that do it in very different ways on the offensive end. Mangum wants to create some space, and good defense from Henderson as the clock hits 10.
Yeah, they're going to go down into the set start with the ball screen and see if they can get a kick out or to drive all the way.
And Jeffers banks in the first points. So Josiah Jeffers, the senior, he's out of Burlington, North Carolina. 2 straight games, 5 or more assists, showing some offense here early.
Yeah, of course, him being from Burlington, Evan, he would have loved to be able to have some family and things here today. But, without the fans, they're just trying to get their self going. Yeah.
So McCullough answers with a layup. He celebrated with his birthday and a win on Wednesday. He also crashed into our scores table, by the way. I didn't let him forget about that.
Yeah, I'm glad he reminded him of that. We had to catch him. That was a very interesting component. Playing hard on your birthday, though, you got to love it. But him getting that back cut, that's unusual for him. He's usually out there shooting a 3, so I think he took Radford by surprise cutting through the lane there.
Campbell's coming off a win on Wednesday, a Big South high 13 turnovers. Huge point of emphasis as Hart chucks it up at the gun. And there's McCullough with the rebound. The Highlanders are an 0-5 start shooting.
That's some great defense there by the Camels. They completed that all the way down, made them take a contested shot, and, of course, they blocked out to get that rebound.
Here's Coach Kevin McGeehan, earned his 132nd win on Wednesday, and he's searching for back-to-back wins in the conference. That hasn't happened since Campbell won 9 straight to end last year.
Yeah, he would love to get back on a streak like that, but like you said, it starts with that second one. So he wants to get that today and get these guys going at 500 in the conference.
Whitfield, good penetration, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, they affected that shot there. He saw them coming over to contest, what you love to see from a team.
Nice drive from Stapleton, and he's stripped by Clemens. Ricky Clemens, who had a breakout effort in the Big South semifinal, a career-high 18 points, always in the scouting report for Coach Darius Nichols.
Most definitely. And you know if you're going to drive against Ricky, you got to protect that ball because he's coming after it.
Ricky Clemens, second in all defense last year, as Hart goes over Whitfield.
He'll be able to get that. He'll definitely be able to get that shot, Evan. And, you know, being taller there from Whitfield, if he gets to that lane like that, and he'll be able to get that floater, but he's got to make it. Campbell will live with that.
Bryant Hart, top 10 in scoring in the Big South. He's averaging 18 a game in the conference. Really explosive. Carolero faked the shot and lost the ball. Here comes Cameron McNeil off the bench. Artis Stapleton slows it down. This is a lineup with 7 new transfers, including Stapleton from Lewis University, the Flyers. Hart, nice drive. Boy, Clemens is tough to get past. Mangum can't hit, and the tip is in. There's Stapleton flying through.
Most definitely, Evan. You see, they're going to crash the board. They are coming. That's how they get those easy buckets outside of those turnovers. If they can crash, get those offensive rebound putbacks, man, Coach Nichols has got to be ecstatic right now.
Radford +3 on the glass. Henderson wants to pass. He is stripped. Campbell needs offense with the clock at 8. So Henderson goes to work, blows through a defender, and rolls it out.
Can't get it to go.
What a feisty first 5 minutes here in Gore Arena. Radford, the early punch on the road. We'll have more first half action next.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers, whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Coming up next as well.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi. There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
Last year when these teams met in the Big South semifinal, Ricky Clemens went off for 18 points, and Campbell dethroned Winthrop in the semifinal.
Yeah, Ricky played the game of his life there. He's always a defender, but to give those 18 points to the Camel was huge.
Darius Nichols wants to change that semifinal today. It's been a very competitive series. And in his first year at Radford, he brings his brother onto the staff in Shane Nichols. He grew up in Radford, one of the all-time leading scorers at Radford High School, a homegrown product ready to be back home.
Yeah, and that's big for that Radford program because that'll help in recruiting and that point. And who couldn't come home to work with their brothers? No way he could say no, Evan. No way.
Nichols, the assistant at Florida for 6 years. Shane, his brother, was at Murray State. They had the phone call together, brought the staff back to Radford. But now a bit of a homecoming trying to figure out the roster as McCullough gets a steal. He pushes to Thompson. And this energetic Radford team ready in transition.
Yeah, and I think Coach McGeehan saw that, so he made 2 early substitutions after that first TV timeout to try to get something going.
Nice slip to McCullough and the vision of Lusain there.
That's exactly what he brings there. He brings that passing. And again, I don't think Radford was ready for McCullough to make that cut through there. They expected him to be out for the 3, but he gets the second cut for the easy layup.
Campbell leads the Big South in assist-to-turnover ratio. They now rank in the top 25 in the country in that category. Big reason why with that pass. As that comes up short for Williams. Rashawn Williams, the junior from South Florida, one of the 4 new transfers in this lineup for Coach Nichols.
Yeah, it's new for everybody. You got the new coach, the new transfer, so I know it's been fun for him just working everybody in and teaching him, teaching all of them his system.
Coach Nichols said, I think we're more cohesive than ever, but ask me at the end of the season. I'll give you a better answer then. As Lusain hits the land.
There it is with another pass there from you just have those substitutions. Messiah Thompson comes in, gives the pass to Lusain. Coach McGeehan knew he needed to spark 2 possessions in a row. Camels get 2 buckets, layups at that.
What impact does Lusain bring when he's back on the court?
Well, his passing is phenomenal. And also he can knock down that 3, so they have to respect it and come out on him. And when they do that, if you get that back cut, he's going to get that pass, and he delivers to be able to make the bucket.
Josh has nearly tripled his minutes in Big South play. As with 2 on the clock, here's a late 3. Unable to hit, nearly for McNeil.
Again, you got the Camels, they play the defense all the way down to the end, and Radford has to shoot with 1 second on the shot clock.
Thompson left wide open, and he hits his first 3.
Now we're getting the outside shots going down, at least for the Camels there. The first one they've made today. Happy to see it go in, I know. And the team is looking at that like, okay, now we're rolling. Quick run there for the Camels. They're 7-0 just like that after the TV timeout.
Thompson's 19th 3 of the year, and Ricky Clemens draws a foul the other way. Quick swing in the last minute. Really a game where Radford has brought more energy early, but to Campbell's credit, they've been able to mitigate that energy and play well late.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have those seniors, Evan. But you're right. Radford came out ready to play. Everybody's going. The coaches are up. Everybody on the bench. You can hear it here and there with us because there's no fans, but they had the energy going, and they're still going. It's still a 3-point game.
Coach Nichols credits that to Lewis Johnkim in the post. He's the loudest man in the building. We've heard him all morning. And in this quick 2 o'clock start, Radford has brought the juice. They need some offense, however, as Thompson, no problem at all.
Hey, he comes in ready with the trigger ready. I mean, he's got 2 shots off, 2 for 2. He's made a good pass down. It's just lovely how Coach McGeehan knows to put him in at the right time to get something going for the Camels.
Joseph can't hit. Johnkim there on the board, and what a tussle with Lusain.
Yeah, this again, the Camels know they have to win that, and they can't give them those easy, putbacks there. So that's good as they stayed after the ball.
Here's Messiah Thompson, double figures in 7 of his last 11. And rocking some new sneakers today. I like the colors, too.
I do. I like that.
Lusain, the point forward, wants Henderson, and there's a foul as Rashawn Williams gets his first. That'll lead us to immediate timeout. So Campbell holding Radford scoreless for the last 3 minutes. They are out in front by 5 here on ESPN+. So the Radford Highlanders not only welcome Coach Darris Nichols, they're a team that has some balance, 76 points a game. They've just had trouble on the defensive end in conference play.
Yeah, and they've played some tough teams to start conference play also, Evan. So, Coach wants to see that, and he even went out to the referees, during that timeout to let them know he wants his team to play aggressive, and he felt that it wasn't a foul there. They were just not letting Henderson get what he wanted in the paint.
There's Jordan Whitfield, who sits 11 away from 1,000 in his career. Hits the jumper, and what a start for Whitfield.
Yeah, he's on an 8 away, Evan. I don't know what you mean, 11 away. But that was a good shot there. And you see, he's been aggressive today. He's not waiting for it to come to him. I know he had some games, and we talked to him before. He was trying to get everybody else in it, but he's been more aggressive these last few games, and it's showing here early.
Jordan credits his associate head coach, Peter Thomas, challenging him to shoot the basketball more, as Joncom does the same and hits the bunny.
Yeah, they needed that bad. Coach Nichols drew that up outside, during that media timeout. He wanted to get inside, try to get an easy bucket because Campbell had went on a 7-0, 9-0 run on them right last media timeout. So
keep in mind, Campbell in conference play, so stout defensively. It's because of all the turnovers they've forced.
Yeah, Campbell's going to do that there. The turnovers have to come. That's part of their game. They do between them taking care of the ball and causing turnovers. That's how they have that great turnover ratio.
Wow, Whitfield late in the clock gets the runner.
I told you he's feeling it, Evan. He's going to get those 11 points. He's aggressive, but the Camels want him to be. They have to love that point.
Jordan Whitfield, the senior, of course, 125 games, a lot of experience. He got his hair done, looks all nice today, brand new shoes. I have a feeling he understood the assignment today.
Yeah, he was ready for that. He's prepping for some pictures after the game, Evan. He's ready. He knows he's going to get it. Like you said, the hair is right, the shoes, photo finish.
Williams missing the jumper. How much as a player do you keep that in mind entering a game when you're nearing a milestone?
Well, it's so much from, everyone else reminding you it's coming. So he knows it in his head, even as players know kind of how many points they have today. But he's counting. You believe he's like, okay, that's down. And he's going to be relieved when he gets it. You better believe it.
Radford has 2 points in the last 5 minutes until Jeffers converts.
Yeah, they're not getting those outside shots to fall. So Coach Nichols just has them being aggressive. Take it to the rack. See what you can get inside.
This Radford 4-out offense hits 8 threes a game, but they've struggled today as Lucane hits his first triple.
3's better than 2, Evan. Everywhere I've been, 3's better than 2. They got the easy basket, but it has to be deflating to come right back. And Josh Lucane knocks down a 3 from the top, which we said he can do that. That's what he brings to this offense.
Josh Lucane, his first three-point make of the season right there. He's only played 8 games, but typically he's been a huge threat from the outside as he gets the rebound.
Yeah, and when you have those lower extremity injuries, Evan, a lot of times it does affect your shot. People don't think about that. They just think, the jumping. But the balance that comes on your shot, that can be affected.
And the hottest shooter in the building misses a 3. That'll stay here. How about the offenses in the last 5 minutes? Both teams shooting over 60% since that first media timeout.
Yeah, they were going to wake up and get going. As you said, the energy was there for Radford. I think, Coach McGeehan got it pumped in going for the Camels, and then Radford had to come back and answer.
This is Campbell's largest lead at 9 as Stapleton pokes it out of play. We've seen a decent defensive intensity for Radford, but it hasn't converted in stops.
Yeah.
How does that happen if you're Coach Nichols?
Well, sometimes it happens that way, unfortunately. You have all the intensity there, and they'll get an easy tip, loose ball, or people just knocking down shots. If you don't get that conversion going around and with everybody getting to the shooter, and that one last second, they make a tough shot, and defensive, it's gone. Even though you got to play the full 30 seconds on it. Sometimes you can play a good 28 seconds and they get a good shot. It's off or not.
It's a good start, forcing Campbell's second turnover. Remember, Campbell leads the Big South in assist to turnover ratio. They don't make mistakes. Stapleton kicks it out to Hart. Radford yet to hit a three-pointer today. It's been the strength of the Highlanders. Hart blows through Mosekis, and that's pretty.
Yeah, I think Mosekis has to check his tires there. I mean, I know he has the same shoes on as Jordan, but he had a little blowout, went to the floor, made sure everything was all right on the Big South symbol. But, they need to get into those lanes and make those shots, and they'll take that all day with those threes not falling until they start to fall.
It's a big point in the paint. 10 for Radford tonight as Carolero is fouled. Jeffers grabbed him. So Jesus heads to the free throw line after this timeout. Campbell leading by 7 in this first of 2 matchups. We'll have the rest of the first half next.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here. Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here. This is the Big South, where winners are made.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers, whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Welcome back inside Gore Arena. These teams have some major scores. Campbell's led by 4 players in double figures, the only team in the Big South to do so. Provides some nice depth offensively.
Yes, it does. But you see today, Evan, you only have one of those players really gotten going at all so far. But Campbell has so many people that, you know, they can get it from. But you expect to see those guys get it going, especially Jesus getting a chance right here at the line.
Carolero searching for his first point. It's unique, George. You bring it up, this offense that has so many players that can score. Well, today, McCullough, who's not part of that equation, has 4. Different guys stepping up.
Yeah, you got Messiah Thompson gave you 5 off the bench already, and Josh Hussein with 5. So, you know, you got an 8-point lead here, and you have your top scorer hasn't even made a bucket yet. You got to, you know, if you're Campbell, you're happy with where you are right now.
There's a wide open 3-pointer, and that's knocked in. Rashawn Williams with his first.
Nice movement there on the pass. And as you see now, Radford's trying to change the tempo. They're going to go back and try to get a trap in the backcourt and change the tempo, but you got to attack.
And it leads to a layup for Henderson.
That's how you change that. If they want to trap in the backcourt and try to speed you up, you can't just go down and walk it up. You have to attack that, and trust me, Radford was getting the back up off of that.
That was Radford's first 3 of the game from Williams. The South Florida transfer penetrates and is blocked. Let's see who the foul's on.
Hey, it can't be Carolero. I'm interested to see this.
It is McCullough called for the foul. So his first.
So ref had to see somebody. He got him there to lower extremity as you see him coming through the bump. But I don't know, Evan. He created a lot of that contact. He has to be able to get, you know, McCullough has to be able to keep his position. And then Carolero came over with great help and just said, get that out of here.
That's the 14th made free throw for Rashawn Williams, who at South Florida, he did start 5 games last year, a back-end rotational player. Came to Radford along with 6 other transfers and is now an instant impact scorer.
Yeah, sometimes that change of environment, you go to a different place, different system, different coach, and you see the impact.
It's at Arlington, Georgia. 6 underclassmen on this roster, very young, youthful, new roster for the Highlanders. Think about this team 2 years ago. They had 5 seniors.
Yeah,
how things can change so quickly.
It's amazing, especially in the, you know, college basketball today. With the transfer portal, it makes things so different.
Nice kick out from Carolero and a rebound for Henderson. Whitfield, that is, almost had it.
Nice drive there. Just put it off the glass a little too hard, but most of the time he will make that shot.
Meanwhile, a miss. There's Jules. Shaquan Jules, his first minutes. The senior from USC Aiken can't hit. Carolero, backdoor slip to Ricky Clemens.
Hey, Carolero said, hey, Josh, I saw how you did this. They give me the back cut, I can deliver it too. We're going to make sure we're not losing anything when you're off the floor.
Carolero, third in the conference in assists. For a forward, he averages 4 assists a game. What a game-changing opportunity.
Yeah, that's huge, and that's what makes Coach McGinn's offense run. You have 2 big guys that can deliver the ball, so the guards can just go, cut, and do whatever they want to do and score, and that's huge in any offense.
Campbell shooting 53% in this first half. They're searching for a second straight home win, and Carolero slipped.
Yeah, he was getting favored up there, so he tried to jump and split over that left shoulder. Didn't have everything under and went down. But, Campbell comes back. Radford takes a quick shot.
Yeah,
Ricky
Hart
gets
missed the 3 there.
Yeah, he had to take it. It was an open one, and Coach Nichols not mad at that. But Campbell slows it down and try to get back into that rhythm.
Radford is 1 of 5 from three-point land. Campbell, meanwhile, 3 triples. They've worked the ball in the post. 7 players have scored, and here's a turnover. Hart kicks it out. Williams, open 3, can't hit. Second chance. There's Hart to bank it home.
That offensive rebound, Evan. Coach McGinn is gritting his teeth over there, but when you get those early threes, in the transition back, a lot of times you'll get that long rebound. And, Radford was waiting for it. Campbell didn't get the box out, the easy bucket. You get down to about a 5-point game here. This is just going back and forth.
Team high 6 for Brian Hart. He was the lone starter returning for this team from last year's semifinal run. Plenty of motivation after a Big South semifinal loss. Henderson with 2, and there's McCullough laying it home.
Layup McCullough, we're going to have to call him now. That's his 3rd layup today. That's unusual for him. We know him for outside shooting, and if it's not going in, you got to be able to get to the bucket and get the easy deuce.
To your point, 38% of the offense for McCullough is from the three-point land. A little different story today.
And most definitely, and he'll also take, those shorter pull-up jumpers. Usually he's not getting there in the paint, but he's taking it today.
Nice drive from Jeffers, who heads to the free throw line. Aggressive attack from Josiah Jeffers.
Yeah, they're getting into the paint. That's one thing you see from Radford. That if those shots are not going, they're going to continue to play hard. And those guys are driving, they're getting in there. Now you get into the line. So you can start getting a rhythm, get some points with no time coming off the clock. You're looking at a 7-point game, 4 minutes left in this half. So they're right where they want to be.
There's a reason this game matters, George. These teams at 1 and 2 in the conference desperately need a win, and more importantly, need to stay up top the North Division standings here 3 weeks in.
Yeah, and people are like, well, it's only 3 games in. This conference and both divisions are tough. You don't want to get behind. You have the A&T and Longwood even playing well this early. You don't want to get 2 and 3 games behind to start the season.
Longwood, in fact, leads the North Division right now. A&T up there with them, both at 2-1 or better. These teams right now at the bottom of the North Division, plenty of basketball to go. But to your point, you can ill afford to start 1 and 3.
You're right, and that makes it tough. No doubt about it.
Whitfield sneaks his way in, can't hit the teardrop. All 5 bodies in the paint defensively. Jeffers, tough lay-in, no. Jonkum, yes.
I don't know if that was a pass, Evan. I don't know, but we're going to say, hey, nice lob to him. Jonkin was there. It's easy layup off the glass. You got a 3-point game there. They're going to keep coming. Radford is coming at you.
Lewis Jonkum, top 3 in the Big South in rebounding last year. Haven't seen it as much this season, but that was a nice play.
Yes, it was there. I think he'll want the rebound off of that, too. He's like, let me get another rebound. He wasn't passing it to me, but we got the bucket.
No one can stop Jordan Whitfield. He has 8.
I think he's gun shy today, Evan. He's letting the ball go. His 8th shot already, which is we haven't seen a lot this year early, especially. He comes on in the second half, but he's going out and hunting. He said, I'm going to give us what we need. We have to go into halftime with this lead.
That is a filthy layup. Cameron McNeil. I almost held off for a second, thought it might have been blocked or tipped, and there's McNeil sneaking it in.
Yeah, you were waiting for the block or the tip. I was looking to see was he going to turn that over, Evan. Sometimes you see that lane, those eyes get big, and you go for the, the fantastic finish.
Back to a 4-point game. Whitfield dishes. This Campbell offense at 55%, very efficient today, setting up a wide open Clemens. Ooh,
Yeah.
there's a reason why.
Yeah, sometimes when you're open, there is a reason. But I thought it was a little draft came through here, Evan. That happens sometime, made it go a little long, but he rushed that shot. But we know that's not his forte.
Radford hanging around in this first half as Campbell searches to get back to 500. We have two hungry basketball teams here in Gore Arena. With George Miller, here's Evan Budrovich, and these are what these teams do well. Campbell defensively really holding teams down to 60 points a game. Radford's strength has been hitting the three-point shot. We have not seen much of that from the Highlanders today.
Yeah, and with that being so, Evan, they're in a 4-point game. So Coach Nichols is like, okay, we're not hitting them yet. And as a player, you're going to believe it's going to happen. Eventually we'll knock them in, but we're staying in the game even though our, major thing that we do is knock down the three, and that's not happening yet.
Radford enters this game third most attempts in the conference. Campbell is the best three-point defense in the Big South, a strength versus strength battle. So far, all Campbell, 1 of 6 shooting for the Highlanders. Jonkum a big board. Good shot fake by Hart, and he sets himself up. What a battle in the lane. It's won by the Highlanders.
Yep, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 extra possessions, 2 extra shots.
That's an offensive foul. Trayvon Mangum extending his arm. Only the 4th foul for the Highlanders today.
Yeah, it's not been a lot of fouls, but, we talk about those threes, Evan. Campbell's out shooting Radford from not only in makes but attempts. Campbell is getting the ball up. They're taking what they give them. So even if they go down into the post to Jesus or even Josh Hussein out at the top, they're kicking it opposite corner and getting those threes up.
Darius Nichols in year 1 wants to force turnovers as a staff, and they really want to emphasize team-oriented basketball. A lot they can learn from a Campbell team that runs the Princeton offense as Clemens is fouled. Coach Nichols had the challenge of revitalizing, basically changing his entire roster in 1 year, and that growth has started to hit itself at this point in the conference.
Yeah, you expect to see that. You're going to have some tough games, playing some of the better teams early, but they're learning experiences for them. And Coach Nichols, as they do, go through practice and games, they see what he expects from them, and the players got used to his system.
Good rebound by Rashawn Williams.
Yeah, Campbell had a good play out of bounds on that. They delivered it to McCullough a little late, so the defense was able to recover. But, they'll look at that again, and coach will say, hey, we got to deliver that ball quicker.
Wow, Thompson pulled the chair out, and he cannot force the turnover. Making life tough on the much taller Trayvon Mangum. He's given up 10 inches in that back.
Yeah, and you see Ricky Clemens comes over behind him. Like, I got your back. I know you're giving up a little bit. He's a big guy, but once he turns that shoulder, he was right there. Ricky Clemens was right there to tap the ball away.
Physical battle here with the final minute of the Big South play.
Yeah, Campbell's went to a small lineup here. I just recognize how small this
Ooh,
lineup
and Clemens
is.
takes the contact there. That's an offensive foul on Jeffers.
Jeffers had to know that was coming. I'm sure they went through it, and everywhere they went, the coach said, you watch it. If you're driving on Ricky Clemens and he gets himself in front of you, he's going to take the fall to try to get the charge on him. And you see, just like clockwork, that's what he does. I know the scouting report has told him, but when you're in the heat of the moment, Jeffers like, I can get another layup out of this. But Ricky Clemens says no.
That's Jeffers' second foul. So he heads to the bench for the final minute.
Yeah, Coach Nichols is not going to play with that and possibility of him getting the third. It's like we only have 1 minute left. Let's see if we can hold it together for this last minute.
It's a 2.5-minute scoring drought for Campbell. Whitfield with a game-high 8 is tipped and stolen. Hart saves it in a risky spot to Stapleton.
Man, you usually never want to do that. I can't believe it bounced across the lane. No Camels got it, and they were able to get that turnover.
Darius Nichols says, hey, let's talk this out. Timeout Radford. What are the Highlanders looking to do here on this last possession?
Well, they're going to definitely, take that shot late. They got 21 seconds on there. They want to get a good shot, obviously, but they want to take it later in the possession and try to crash a little bit.
And, George, keep in mind division standings. But right now, NCA&T has a firm hold on that North Division along with UNC Asheville. And then it's open season in the middle of the division. That's why this game matters so much today.
Yeah, you can't. If you're looking at I'm Campbell or I'm Radford, I can't have 3 losses this early. You got a team, like you said, North Carolina A&T 3-0. You got Gardner-Webb, and you know what this, other places. Asheville's 2-1, and Campbell's already played them and he lost. So they said we can't lose and get behind even further because we lost to Asheville last week. So.
Remember, Radford's 2 losses by a combined 9 points to Longwood and A&T. So the top 2 teams in the league right now, that's how close teams 1 through 8 have been in the Big South.
Yeah, and, the way they set it with the divisions, you playing the ones in your side, you play twice, but the other side, you're only playing them once. So, like Campbell, they had their only chance against Winthrop. They won't play them again or Asheville, so they have to wait to see them again later, hopefully in the tournament. So, you have to get these games here for sure.
This return matchup is in 31 days on the 16th as Clemens gets a block. Stapleton at the horn, hits the 3.
They couldn't ask for more than that, Evan. The ball gets tipped out. Junkum gives them the extra possession. That's what we talked about. The rebounds. You cannot give up the offensive rebounds. He gets it in, kicks it out last minute from the top of the key. Nothing but nylon.
What a shot late in the clock. And Radford had only hit 1 3 entering this moment. Hits a huge second one.
Yeah, that's the biggest of the 2 there. You just cut it to a 1-point game. You got 3 seconds left for the Camel. Coach McGinn knows that, hey, that got him. But, did he get it off in time? So you got the referees like, did he get it off? I'm pretty sure he did. The red light wasn't on. He got that shot up, but they're going to check it out. And then they're going to check the clock to make sure. Okay, so he said the clock shouldn't have stopped. The referee just came over and let us know it shouldn't have stopped there. So they're seeing where it was. But I know Coach McGinn tried to get that time out immediately. So they have a few things to put together there. And then even with Coach McGinn's like, okay, I got 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. What are they going to do to make something of this and hopefully get a shot up for them if you're the Camels?
Our refereeing crew led by Kellen Milliner on the call. They're explaining the situation. So I wonder how much time – they go down to 1.6 seconds because, to your point, the clock did not need to stop.
Right.
That's a hard thing to figure out on the fly.
Yeah, and then the referee has to, look at when did he recognize Coach McGinn called the timeout. When did he see that? Because, it was a 6-second difference in the shot clock. I don't think Coach McGinn waited, almost 5 seconds before he said, oh, give me a timeout thinking about it. So he's trying to – look, refs, I mean, somebody had to acknowledge him and give him the timeout. No way it should have been at 1-6. It's going to be his argument. But we'll see what they come up with as we see the referees are going to look at the monitor again just to verify.
What a clutch shot by Artis Stapleton, who entered this game. That was not his strength from three-point range. Only 4 triples this year and maybe the biggest of his season.
Yeah, what a way to make your 5th. You look at that. It came out, but he didn't – the thing is, Evan – he didn't have to think about it. He's like, I have to shoot. There's no question. Coach can't say this is not your shot or nothing. So, he's in his mind, he thinks he's a shooter. No doubt about it. But he's like, hey, Coach can't say anything. We only have 1 second. I've got to shoot it. No pressure. Nothing but nylon.
So with this extra timeout, Campbell gets the clock back to where the ball first went in. And Jordan Whitfield today, what a dynamic first half. Not only 8 points, 3 away from 1,000. He's had a fantastic Big South slate as you see the numbers here.
Yeah, as the seniors and everyone been around, the non-conference counts. Don't get me wrong. You want to win every game. You want to play well every game. But he knows where his bread is buttered. You have to get into the conference. You want to beat those common opponents and then go into the tournament with your team playing the best when the Big South tournament comes around.
How about that 60% from three-point range? Well, he has 2 more today. And maybe a chance here with 4.6 to go.
Yeah, we're going to see what they're going to get out of this, taking a quick play
Thompson can't hit. So all for naught with the extra timeout. Radford with a late 3 to close out the half. This is a 1-point ball game in the first 20 minutes. Plenty of exciting action to break down, and we come back here from Gore Arena. Welcome back inside Gore Arena for our Mattamy Homes halftime report. Mattamy Homes, the presenting sponsor of this Big South broadcast. Welcome to courtside with the former Campbell standout, George Miller. I'm Evan Budrovich. In a game with only 1 lead change, maybe the most entertaining first half of basketball we've seen all season, what from an energy standpoint has made this game so unique?
Well, Evan, as we said before, it's kind of difficult with no fans. And in Radford being the first time, you can see from the start of this game, they were going to build the energy from themselves. Their coaches, their players, everybody's going to bring the energy. Campbell started off a little slow, but then they started getting the shots falling and going into it. So both teams know we've got to win this game. No matter what, the energy's not there. It's early Saturday game, whatever's there, they've got to find a way to get the victory.
What's unique, too, Campbell led by 9 early in this half, and then Radford came storming back to make this a 1-point game.
Yeah, Radford kind of went out of their norm. We used to them getting those threes up. Making threes is what they do. But They had to go inside and get in the basket, make a few layups, get a few drives, and then start back out, and they hit a couple threes later on in that half.
Let's touch on those Mattamy Holmes keys of the game, because you asked for Radford to get easy baskets. Well, you look in this first half, 9 points off turnovers. They've shown that ability early.
Yeah, you talk about those 9 points off turnovers and those second chance points. So they said if we can't make you turn it over, Campbell, we have to find a way to get those easy points. So we'll crash the boards, we'll get some putbacks, and even kicked out 1 for 3 as we saw down in the last 6 seconds of that half.
You also asked for Campbell to control the glass. Well, they're -8 on the boards, and plenty of those have led to 9 second chance points.
Yeah, Coach McGinn, I'm sure, is pointing that out immediately in halftime. Campbell, even if they don't win the glass, they want to be right even or so. But, you know, a couple times in the first half, we saw a smaller lineup go out there for Coach McGinn. So I'm sure him and his staff are looking at it and recognizing that 8 rebound deficit.
When we come back, highlights and stats from this first half. We've got a 1-point ball game. Plenty to watch when you come back on ESPN+. This Big South broadcast is brought to you and brought by Hercules Tires. Right on our strength, visit HerculesTires.com. Ingles, low prices, gotta love those savings. Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that. And First Citizens Bank, forever first. And we have the Smithfield highlights, because much like a midday meal, you want to enjoy some Smithfields. So, George, early on, Jordan Whitfield takes over with 8 quick points.
Yeah, you like to see him come out aggressive, you know, in the beginning and get those up. But you see other folks. You see Messiah Thompson taking down that 3. Dusain had a layup earlier. Then Messiah Thompson goes down and takes a short pull-up. Then Jordan said, okay, my turn. Let me knock down this long three. I know I've got a few points to get to my 1,000 today, but, Radford comes back, gets some inside, but it doesn't stop. Jordan Whitfield shoots a fadeaway. I mean, come on. You gotta love that shot, but as we said, Radford started attacking the basket. They got some easy stuff inside the paint.
There's Hart with a nice bunny. Henderson had a tough finish there, and that's when Campbell led by 9, but here came Radford back late in the half.
Yeah, Radford was not going to give up there, and they're going to keep attacking. But they take on the mantra of their coach. This Coach Nichols, like, let's go, let's go. It'll begin to fall as you see some shots going down for them.
That's a tough runner late. Joncom saved it, and then Whitfield puts himself at 8 points. He's got a game high.
Yeah, he's going to get up. He's at 8 points. He's got 8 shots. So I don't think he's being shy at all. But you see Radford, they'll just keep attacking. They'll keep getting inside. And then they had that late three to give them that second 3.5, which cut that lead to 1 and gets us where we are right now.
Mountain Dew knows that fans deserve something that will quench their thirst every day of the week, especially on game day. So no matter where you might be cheering on your team, it's always a good time to do the do. Mountain Dew, do the do, do this. Stick around because we got the second half next on ESPN+. Hercules Tires is the official tire of the Big South Conference, and for over 65 years, longer than you and I have been alive, George, they've been providing tires with unbeatable quality at an unmatched value. So whatever the vehicle and whatever the terrain, Hercules Tires invites you to ride on our strength at HerculesTires.com. Entertaining first half, and in our First Citizens Bank first half stats, clearly a huge difference in the rebounding department. That's a big reason why Radford's in this game.
Yeah, it's no doubt about it, Evan. When you can't make shots, you have to add those extra possessions. So they got some offensive rebounds. They got into the lane. You know, Campbell had a 9-point lead where you could see the game could get away from them if they couldn't get anything on the board. But Radford was able to get those extra possessions with those +8 rebounds, and that gave it a 1-point game here going into the second half.
Those 12 rebounds are a season low in the first half for Campbell. How do they execute better on the glass according to your keys to the game?
They're going to have to box out, no doubt about it. When the shot goes up, you got to put a body on everyone because they're crashing. They're not worried about getting back on defense. Radford is sending everyone to the boards to try to get those extra possessions.
Pepsi presents what fans like. And as you know, no fans allowed in this building for the next week till January 26th. So Chris Clemens is our fan of the game. Watching. He's with the he's bounced around the G League a couple of times. I know that Carleague Jones, a Radford great, he's with the Texas Legends right now. And Chris Clemens was with the Atlanta Hawks last week. He's re-signing a G League contract with the Celtics this week. So he'll be moving around the G League with short-term deals coming up.
Yeah, you gotta, with so much going on there with COVID and all the NBA, it's just opportunities, and you like to see both of those guys taking advantage of those opportunities, getting some 10-day call-ups also.
Evan Budrovich and George Miller here with you. Entertaining Saturday game despite no fans in attendance, as Radford wants a huge road win. Lost in overtime against Longwood on Wednesday. They were down 8 with a minute left to force OT as Jeffers gives Radford the lead.
Now you know why he's so important to them. You see it, you got those 2 fouls, and Coach Nichols got him out of there, but the first possession of the second half, he drives it right down the heart of the defense of the Camels and gets the little floater in there for that 2.
McCullough airballs a 3. Campbell made 4 triples in the first half, but they've struggled to get open looks.
Yeah, and McCullough's been struggling the last few games from the 3-point line, so that makes it tough on him. And then he comes back and
that's a blocking foul,
and gets
too.
that blocking foul, So it's just compiling on top of each other. You shoot an air ball, you come back and get this blocking foul. I think he had his feet in the circle is kind of why he got this. He was there coming across. But, yeah, that back, you see that right foot was right on the line. Referee was right there on it. And they're going to give Junkum 2 shots here with, Radford already taking the lead and looking to see if they can add to that.
Lewis Jonkum, the described loudest man in the arena, according to his coach, Darius Nichols.
Well, we can verify that, Evan.
And the energy that he brings has been very pertinent in this game, especially on the glass.
No doubt about it. His teammates feed off of him. I could see that just watching them, even though they came out from halftime. He got the going, and they got the moving. So, he's needed for this team, especially with no fans in here to get them going. And they're going to hear everything he says today because no sound can drown him out.
Jonkum wants to extend this 1-point lead. Radford has struggled at the free throw line this year in non-conference play, 62%. They're close to 70% in conference. I'm not sure what changes that, but it's been very helpful.
Yeah, it's like, they, like you said before, they're just getting together, a lot of transfers. As the season prolongs, a lot of things start to come together.
A blocking foul called on Jeffers, so 3 fouls here with 18:56 to go.
Yeah, it's very different from what we saw in the first half, Evan, but both of these teams are attacking. You're seeing the ball going inside and going to the paint. So McCullough drove there, even though he was kicking it out to get an open shot, but he was going to see how they were going to play him, and he picked up that foul early.
So Stapleton enters for Jeffers early in the half. Working it into Carolero. Ooh, that was a nice pass to Whitfield, who's 3 points away from 1,000. And an offensive foul on Whitfield. So Jonkum, another energy play.
That's what he does. And you see him pointing over to the bench, Evan. He's like, I got you. I got you, guys. So, he steps over there, gets in front of we know that Jordan Whitfield is not really going to knock Jonkum down, but he stood there, took that contact, went down, got the call, which was the right call the ref made there, giving another possession to his team. Therefore, they get Camels turn it over again. You got a 2-point game with Radford coming. So they're not going to allow the Camels to get those little, back doors or drives they got in the first half. They're emphasizing that.
How about this? Joncom started the last 7 games. Radford's won 4 of those games, and the team has played with much more energy with him on the court.
Yeah, and coaches see that, players feel that. So when they see that coming, they know no matter what else is going on, your stats look like this or that, this guy brings us energy.
And there's Joncom going to work in the lane. The foul is on the floor, but the effort for sure.
You can't say anything about the effort. He is affecting this game in many ways on both ends right now. You look at it, he seals off Jesus. He gets that foul on Carolero there, but it's on the floor, but it's still adding up to them getting closer to the bonus, and we're not even 2 minutes in.
Oh, risky pass that Hart somehow saves. It's like he knew where the ball was going.
Yeah, you have to see who wants it more.
Kicks it to Mangum, and a corner 3 extends the Radford lead.
See that hustle, that they put all of that energy in there, which just going on. It affects everyone. You get that ball down, you track it down, you get an open 3. Man, this is exciting. 5-point game.
6-0 start to the half for Radford. How about the big 3 late in the half, too, in the first half? This has been a momentous swing in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, most definitely. And you see it where the Camels are finally able to get a shot. Evan, that was only their second attempt this half. They aren't even able to get the shots up. But, you have to credit McCullough. He's missed multiples, even shot the air ball, but he took that next shot from the corner right in front of the coaches and knocked it down.
McCullough shooting 28% in Big South play. Be a huge presence. He has 7 today. As Mangum bangs bodies, that's an offensive foul. So Carolero returns the favor.
Yeah, he says, hey, Joncom, I saw you. You got the one on my guy Jordan. I got to return that. We need a possession right now. What can I do?
A little physicality on a Saturday in Bowie's Creek.
Yeah, you see him. He gets over there. He gets set, and he couldn't stop. You look at the drive. Mangum saw that opening, and he couldn't pull it all together. Jesus Carolero just stood there, took the charge, and got that possession back to Campbell, get them the ball.
It's a Royal Rumble in the Big South today. These teams both looking to get to 500. You want to avoid a 1-3 start in the conference, especially in the North Division, where A&T is undefeated at 3-0.
Yeah, you have to do that there. And both of these teams, you better believe it's on their mind.
Here comes Clemens to the lane. You can count it with a chance for more.
Clemens with the old 2 and a possible coming up here, Evan. He knocks down the layup, going to the line, see if he can add that. We're going to see how strong that third book is for him.
This is a difficult finish for Clemens.
Yeah, he did the pass fake there. It moved the defenders, opened up the lane for him. He went in, and that was a soft foul. You can't have that foul. If you're going to foul that man coming to the basket, you have to make sure he doesn't put the layup in.
Ricky Clemens, a 70% free throw shooter. He finishes it off. So a 5-0 response to Radford's 6-0 run.
Yeah, the Camels, they're going to eventually, give you something there. Now you see Clemens clapping his hand after you make the and one. I think his defense will step up, and he's trying to get the Camels going, to give them that energy.
Tip ball for Williams, and he reached over McCullough. So what has Campbell done to mitigate this energy and this emotion from Radford early in the half?
Well, you had, Jesus Carolero got that extra possession after McCullough made that 3 in the corner. Because, of course, anytime the buckets go in, it'll energize you. But he got the extra possession. Then you get Clemens to get that and one. So as buckets start to go in, you'll see the intensity pick up for the Camels.
Whitfield 3 points away from 1,000. Has yet to shoot in this half. Nice kick around to Henderson, who goes up for it. That was contested there by Hart.
Yeah, he was kind of in between. He shot that floater there, which is a difficult shot from that range. So he made that a little harder than probably Coach McGinn would like him to there.
Radford 3 of 8 from deep. They make 8 threes a game. So something to watch as this second half unfolds. Can Campbell's top-ranked scoring defense hold serve?
Yeah, Campbell's making a definite effort there to make sure they're not getting those open shots.
And McNeil off the bench banks it in.
You got to love it. I'm like, McNeil is coming up in here. He's from Raleigh. He said, I'm at home even though we're back in North Carolina. I can get the role here at Gore Arena. It's okay.
The transfer from Spartanburg Methodist hits a big jumper. And Carolero can't hit the 3. Loose ball. Clemens has it.
Wow, look at that hustle. They're getting on the floor for that. Man, and
Whitfield wants 1,000, and he can't hit it.
997 it is. He was waiting for that, Evan. It was a good shot. Went in and out. I'm sure he'll shoot that again no matter what if he gets that much room to do so.
Radford coming off an overtime loss at home to Longwood. They want to start 2-0 on the road. Radford's been great on the road this year, scoring nearly 90 a game as Williams pops a long three.
Yeah, it was a good-looking shot there. Coach Nichols will take it all day. It didn't even get shot pressure, which the Camels got to make sure you're not just letting them shoot because those shots are eventually going to go in. That's what Radford does.
Radford makes 8 threes a game as Whitfield into contact, gets it to go.
Did he flex his muscles or what there, Evan? He went into the big fella. He got Williams with the contact, put it off the glass. He looked back at him and say, hey, I can do this too.
Jordan Whitfield flashing his AARP card, 125 career games, putting that experience to work. Stapleton is trapped. Now both teams bringing energy. Joncom left alone.
As you see Carolero, he just lost vision of him. And Joncom's like, hey, if you don't watch me and you're watching the ball, I'm going to make a little cut back here, get an easy layup, get my team back up too.
2-point ball game, physicality, and a Big South battle brewing on ESPN+.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers, whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Big things are happening this year across the South, from the mountains to the coast. The fast are getting faster. The strong are getting stronger. And the best is getting better. Get ready to raise your expectations. Get ready for something big. Ingles, a proud sponsor of Big South football.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
A reminder, the Big South Championships are coming up at the start of March. Always big competition. Head over to Charlotte to get your tickets today. 22 teams, 2 championships on the line. Visit BigSouthSports.com/CLT champs. Big story in this second half. Lewis Joncom off the bench. He's been a rebounding machine, and he's really attacked the glass with 7 points and 5 boards.
Yeah, and he's the energy, as we said. He's definitely the energy for these guys. But you show energy, you have to have results. You can't just talk. This guy's getting out there, he's taking the charge, getting to the rebounds and all. So you got to love it if you're looking at Radford or a fan of this team.
Just listen in. Darius Nichols Club, they're cheering for every deflection, loose ball. It's a unique energy with no fans, no environment, and they're bringing the juice today.
Yeah, they are. And you see his Joncom just went to the bench. He didn't get quiet. It doesn't matter if he's in the game or not. He's going to be excited.
So Whitfield gets 1,001 points in his career.
He had to do that there, you know, because they used to tell us 99 and a half won't do. You know, he's at 9.99. He had to get over it and get that back cut. As you see, Lucene came back in the game. He said, let's get this out the way, get you over that threshold and get this game. Because we you know, Campbell said we need to win.
So Whitfield, 17th in the Division I era to reach 1,000. His former teammate, Corey Gensler, on the bench, was the last player to reach that milestone.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure he's talked to him as his time coming up, knowing it's coming. Like, hey, You'll get there. Just let the game go.
Nice
to
move
you.
by Henderson.
Oh, my goodness. He had to go. He got a little spring there. He said, let me get going. I need to get a little dunk. But, again, you see who made that pass, Evan?
Lucien.
Lucien. 5th assist already in this game. You look at the big fellas are the ones that's getting everybody in it.
And that's in 10 minutes. Not a lot of time, but
Not
effective.
at all. Not at all, but you see that makes Coach McGee keep him on the floor.
Jeffers. Woo-hoo. Wow. Terrion Joseph with a nice bounce.
Man, that was a tough bucket. You know, he had to put that up the glass over the shot pressure, even with Lucien helping. You know, I thought for a minute he was going to dump it off to the roll guy, but he's like, no, I'm going to take this. We're going to put it up here. Let's tie it up at 40, and let's keep going, Campbell. We're coming back at you.
We got a ball game here in the Big South as Whitfield builds on 1,000, sets up Thompson for the lay-in.
Hey, we got a little layup drill going on here, Evan. Everybody's getting in, moving the ball. I'm seeing a little more, pep in the step from both of these teams here as this battle. Back and forth. Man, you got to love this. NCAA basketball.
I tell you, if you're a defensive coordinator, you're hating this right now. But if you're a fan of offense, this is all in. The Big South's leading defensive club in Campbell against a Radford squad that's scrappy, fighting for every rebound. And once again, Mangum on the boards.
That is how they're staying in it. They're making sure they're crashing. That shot goes up. Go get it. Mangum gets that and gets the putback. No one wants to take over right now. They're not letting it happen.
Radford dominating on the glass, +8. Whitfield wants a response. Mangum there for the board. He's fouled. So Campbell with 14 fouls early. This could become a free throw contest down the stretch. We'll figure that out when we come back. Radford and Campbell all tied here on ESPN+. So Jordan Whitfield having another career night. He crosses 1,000 career points and his third straight game in double figures.
Yeah, he's trying to get these guys going. Of course, we knew the 1,000-point scoring was coming, but he's looking at this game now and like, hey, I got to be aggressive and see if we can take us to victory here if you're the Camels.
And there's 1,000 points for Whitfield, 125 games to do it. But really an impactful fifth year. He elected to return to the program and showing those dividends now.
Yeah, and then I think Whitfield, he felt something after he hit that bucket. He went and changed the shoes on us there, Evan.
Oh, he did, to the all-black.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I wonder about that. What he got going on there?
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator as he tips the pass out of play.
Yeah, he's going to pick up there. He's like, okay, it's time to pick up the defensive intensity. Let me take off the shoes.
Notice there's a rip in those shoes, too, in the Steph Curry's he has. So he's going to an older pair of shoes.
Yeah, I don't know if he's having a Zion feel or what there.
Yeah, as a player, how do you find your comfort in a new pair of kicks?
It's tough. Like I tell everybody.
Oh, no comfort for Jeffers. Hits another three.
Hey, he said new kicks, old kicks. I'm pulling up right here, and I'm going to try to lead my team. He's like, Jordan Whitfield, you can get your 1,000 points today, but Radford is going for the win.
11 points for Jeffers. That's a team high. And this scrappy Radford club that overcame a 10-point deficit in the second half and a loss to Longwood watches Lusain miss the layup.
Ah, that's a tough miss there. He had to just take his time, put on the glass. And he's gonna wish he had that one back.
Good blow by Jeffers. Oh, he goes to the free throw line. That would have brought the whole place to their feet.
Wow, Evan, this guy is just uber aggressive. He doesn't care. He saw Lusain back there, and he went right at him. He's attacking him. He saw that lane open up for him. He's like, okay, nobody's stopping me. I'm going up.
Did you see that? He just stared at Lusain.
Yeah, he did. He watched him all the way in there. He said, I know you're coming. Guess what? I'm coming at you. He didn't even look at the basket to the last minute to try to get it up there. You just giving it all. And again, this is a team, they want this win at whatever cost. He let his body go, whatever. He wants to get it up on the glass to get that layup or at least get those 2 free throws.
And there's going to be an official review here on that drive to the basket.
Wow. I mean, he went straight up. He ran into him. I think this should be a pretty quick one. I didn't see anything egregious at all.
Checking if there was a flagrant on Carolero. So here's what these teams do well in the country as we're coming into this game. We talked about Campbell and that scoring defense, top 25. Radford statistically not great. Nothing that stands out amongst the country. But today it's been Radford rebounding, which is in the top third in the Big South. That's been the show-out stat when you look at these two teams.
Yeah, and what's been happening before, what's been done before in other games, it doesn't matter when you get in between those lines. You can do the scouting reports, say what we expect from Radford, what we expect from Campbell, but what they do today, and if you have a guy sees a couple shots going down or he sees something in your defense where Jefferson seen, I can get to the basket. And he's doing that now, and he's got his team in a nice position, up 3 points, and he's going to the line with a little over 10 minutes left in this game.
5 points in the second half for Jeffers. Do keep in mind, Campbell is +7, more assists than turnovers. So that has carried over from game in and game out. But this might be a 65, 70-point game that would favor Radford more offensively.
Yeah, it would definitely favor Radford. Campbell's used to keeping them under 60, outside of that Winthrop game. We see Jeffers misses that first free throw, but Campbell knows that even if they're taking care of the ball, they can't give those extra possessions to Radford, which has allowed them to have this lead.
Biggest challenge for Coach Darius Nichols in year one, learning to be a good free throw shooting team. He mentioned that multiple times in our chat. Free throws like that early in the second half, that could come back to bite you late.
No doubt about it. And people just look, hey, they don't really practice free throws much. Oh, it's all about what happens when it's live game. Not at all. Those points count when you're getting scores and not buckets, but points with no time coming off the clock. You can't beat that.
Energy from this Radford bench here on the road. How will Campbell respond?
Yeah, you see they going back into their offense, getting it down to Carolero and try to get him to create off of there. But McCullough's doing a little too much dribbling over there, I'm sure,
that
for their
was
life.
Kyrie Walker defensively, his first minutes off the bench. McCullough slips it into Clemens. Henderson with one, way off.
Yeah, he didn't look too confident even letting that one go there, even though he had to shoot it with the shot clock down to 1. But Radford's Coach Nichols has to be happy to get that type of defense.
Hart for 3, and he can't get it to go.
Wow, good track down on that rebound by Clemens there because they were sealed in, and Radford had the eye on that one, but Clemens came out of nowhere to grab that for the Camels.
This is a 6-0 Radford run to take the lead. Thompson wants to cut into it, and he can't get it. Henderson on the board. Thompson one more time. No. Nice hustle from Clemens.
Yeah, and those three-pointers all, create long rebounds. So Campbell's got a couple rebounds there, but now they're going back to their offense and Carolero inside.
Goes into Williams and makes it look easy.
Yeah, that was a good move by him. He knew that the Camels need a basket. Radford made sure to take away that back cut that McCullough tried to get there. You could hear him yelling, don't get the back cut. So Carolero knew he had to go more into his offense and not become a passer, but yet a scorer.
Jeffers back on the move. Works the baseline. Clemens wants a foul. Instead, an easy jumper for Jeffers, who's up to 14, and a timeout called. Actually, just a substitution whistle. Nonetheless, what a run for Jeffers.
Yeah, and then Clemens kind of bailed him out there. He went for, hey, maybe I can get this call, but Jeffers didn't really push off there. Instead of playing the good defense, he went and fell down.
And how about the free throw shooting for Jeffers? He's at 80% here in conference play.
Yeah, that's when you know your guys are coming to win, and they picking up things when you get into conference play.
So Jeffers heads to the bench. Stapleton comes back in at point guard. The Camels only have run 7 deep today. Not heavy on the bench in this one. Thompson fakes the 3. And with the clock at 6, crosses over. Nice pass to Carolero. He's on the move and is stripped.
And who stripped that? That would be Jonkum. Getting a little tap
setting
away
up
from
Mangum.
behind.
No good on the transition 3. Williams right back at it for 2.
Offensive rebounds turn into easy buckets. What does Radford need to win the game? Easy buckets. They're going to find a way to get them. The threes doesn't go down. Williams crashing the board, gets it and puts it back up.
15 second chance points for Radford. Only 2 for Campbell.
Yeah, that's rough. You lose that battle by plus, you're talking about 13-point difference there.
Clemens into the body for 2. He wanted 3. It's back to a 4-point game.
They're going back and forth, Evan. No matter what's happened, the Camels are not going to get out of things. They're not going to get too high, too low. They say we're a veteran team. We know you made a few baskets. You're excited. You're loud. We got to come back and get something.
That's a foul on Stapleton with the illegal screen, leading us to immediate timeout. Take a breath, folks. We got a great 7:41 to play. Campbell and Radford battling for a critical second win in the Big South.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities,
in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation.
Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
The world needs more thinkers, more doers, listeners, and leaders. It is our mission to create and nurture students who are responsive, a future that is resilient, and Highlanders who are real. This is Radford University.
Big things are happening this year across the South, from the mountains to the coast. The fast are getting faster. The strong are getting stronger. And the best is getting better. Get ready to raise your expectations. Get ready for something big. Ingles, a proud sponsor of Big South football.
History. Campbell won 5 of the last 6 meetings until last year. Radford's had recent success winning 2 of 3. A series that's gone back and forth year after year. We're seeing that competitive intensity here today.
Yeah, and as you see, like you said, this series has went back and forth, especially lately. And these teams know it, and these players, a lot of them were a part of it, even though you have the new players for Radford becoming a part of it and a new coach. But you got to believe he knows the history of this series.
Don't forget about Josiah Jeffers. He was a starter last year. He's taken over this game with 14 today. Riding the bench right now with 7 minutes to play. Clock to 6 for McCullough. Nice dish to Clemens. Through the trees and somehow gets it to go.
He doesn't matter who's down there. This guy is fearless. I mean, you talk about a guy who comes from a walk-on, becomes a starter, gets a scholarship, but he doesn't fear anything, and he's I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I can play with you guys. Let's go.
That's 7 second-half points for Clemens. Of course, we showed you earlier, Chris Clemens in the seats. He's given Radford nightmares over the years with huge buzzer-beating shots. No relation, but something to watch out for today.
Yeah, you better believe it, and as we showed earlier.
And Williams on the mismatch gets over Thompson.
Nice turnaround there. He couldn't even tell Thompson was there. You're that tall, you don't even know the guy. It's like practice, and he knocked that shot down.
Now the challenge is stopping Thompson. He has 7 points himself and a couple assists. Two teams desperate for a second Big South win. Henderson pops a jumper. That's his sweet spot.
Yeah, that's definitely. I was going to say the same thing there, Evan. That is definitely his spot. He went up into it. Nice motion. Fluid, knocks it down with confidence. You know, we hadn't seen a lot of that from him today, but your leading scorer, you never know when he's going to get going.
And such a throwback player in how he scores offensively.
Yeah, he gets that from his dad for sure there, but his game is just that throwback, and he's just efficient with it.
Henderson, 60% shooting. There's a turnover for Radford. Something Darius Nichols mentioned coming in. His team has to avoid sloppy turnovers. Plays like that are hard to win.
Yeah, and they've been pretty good. That's actually their first turnover of the second half. You know, they've been taking care of the ball. They had 8 in the first, which, you know, they averaged 16. So that was right there about average. But we're down to 5 minutes, and they getting their first, 5 and 50. They're getting their first turnover. He's got to be happy with that.
Darius Nichols in year 1, a Radford high school graduate, grew up minutes from the campus. He wants to rebuild this program quickly. Thompson zigs, creates some space. And the clock to 10. Radford giving up no easy looks. Whitfield off the pick. Carolero the rebound. He's stripped.
Wow.
And the hands of R.T. Stapleton in there.
Stapleton did a good job of going after the ball, not just saying, hey, I got to foul him because he's in there. And, it turned into another
Jeffers
possession.
lays it off to Junkum.
Sometimes he scores it. Sometimes he shares it. God, what a drive there. He's just affecting the game so often. And then the guy you got to love, Jonkum, makes the layup there.
Lewis Jonkum, the beneficiary. 9 points, all within, 3 feet of the basket.
Most definitely. That's where he's most effective. Let's just be real. He knows what he does and how he affects his team. He plays his role.
Nice pass to Carolero. That's a difficult layup, cutting this to 2.
Wow, that was a great pass by Thompson there. Through the trees and all, it doesn't matter. He's going to make it and get the layup. And they just keep going back, Evan. I mean, no one can take care of this game or take over. It's a 2-point game.
George, how about this? 7 ties, 4 lead changes in this half alone. Very entertaining final 20 minutes.
See, we talked about Radford having to play a full 40. Whoever plays the full 40.
And Williams with a corner 3.
Wow. No hesitation. He let that go, Evan. After he made that last shot a couple possessions ago right there in the lane, he saw the ball go through the net. So he came back there right in rhythm, knocks down the big 3 in front of the Radford bench.
Campbell's offense, 5 of its last 6, needs an answer right now.
Yeah, you got these possessions is getting low. You're down under 4 minutes now, a 5-point game. Every possession is very important now.
Carolero sizes up Jonkum. Henderson on the move. Here's Carolero with 5. That's a big three-pointer.
Wow, he took that shot. That's huge, and that's not his, he can shoot that, but we don't expect too many of them from Carolero.
Timeout, Kevin McGeehan, as Carolero hits his 9th 3 of the year. And we'll take that media timeout. 2-point ball game. Stick around for the final 4 minutes. We got to decide a winner here on ESPN Plus. hit 5. They average 8 a game. So maybe the three-point aspect will really decide this game late.
Yeah, and you know, they've not shot that bad from it, especially when you weren't making them in the first half to come out and make them. It's just a tale of two halves.
There's a miss for Williams. Clemens on the move, sets up Whitfield in transition, and that's for the lead.
Did you see him hold the form there, Evan? He knew that was going in. He hit him right in stride. That's what you love about Clemens. He knows that, hey, you're trailing the play. You're the shooter. I'm going to hit you in stride. Take this 3. Get us back on top. Let's see what we can do today. We can't lose this game. That's what he's thinking is, Campbell, you can't lose it. You just hit his 1,000 today.
Campbell's first lead since the 12-minute mark of the half. Carolero hard on the board, and he's fouled by Mangum.
Wow, that's a big board. Big board there. You're under 3 minutes. You just got your little momentum back if you're Campbell. You got to believe that's a big board to get the possession back.
Final media timeout. Who's going to pull this one out? We'll have answers next on ESPN+. It's a one-point ball game here in the final 3 minutes. Ricky Clemens on the attack, wants a foul. He's got it!
He said, give me the, oh my God. He said it is time to get the bucket. We're going strong to the basket. We got 2 in the possible. We're going to the line to give my team the 3-point lead. Ricky Clemens has been huge in this second half, Evan.
An 8-0 run for Campbell.
Whew. The contact early, gets extra contact, lays it off the glass, and gets the possible to go in and you make it a definite 4-point lead for the Camels.
What a response. 9-0 run in the last minute as Radford pulled away early. This is a position Radford's been in before. 2 Big South losses by 9 total points.
Yeah, and this is where they have to fight that mentally now, Evan. It's like, okay, here we go again. You have to fight that and see what you can do down here to make every possession count as we're in this down to these last 2 minutes.
Jeffers with 4. Gets into the lane. Through contact, and Henderson swats it. 1 second left on the shot clock.
Wow. And he took it aggressive. What the Camels did, you see what they did there to make sure they didn't foul. You had Jesus Carolero go up, but then Henderson comes behind him to get that block. And he, after Carolero went straight up, Henderson said, I got your back.
All of a sudden, a very difficult out-of-bounds play for Radford with 1 second and in a possession you absolutely need points.
Yeah, this is where if you're Coach Nichols, you got this one play that you haven't ran there, but you need that basket here now. So it has to be a quick hitter, though. So you can see they're going to they may run something with a slip screen. Guy will slip away, screen away, and come back to try to get an easy layup. But when you have 1 second on that shot clock, it's going to be difficult, or either an open shot, open three maybe. So we'll see how that goes.
So Radford with the timeout, trying to stop this 9-0 run where the offense has gone quiet in the last 2 minutes. How do the Highlanders find productivity here late?
You have to have your guys that have been doing it for you step up. You know, you've had Williamson shots. You have, Jonkum. He's going to be that emotional time. But this is the time you need him to be high. Like, look, we got to get out there. Jeffers going to get his way to the basket. But on this possession right here with 1 second left, you got to pull out something, your best play, hopefully get an easy basket inside or an open three-pointer. But on the other hand, Campbell's going to look at that, hey, we've only got to play defense for one. Switch everything. Don't allow them to get an easy bucket. Get shot pressure, then box out and live with that, the results of it. Well, this is huge, man. 2 minutes and 10 seconds here, Evan. This could be a defining point in the game here. We'll remember this point when they had that 1 second, which the referee put the 1 second, actually back on there.
Radford coach Darius Nichols says he attaches leadership to moments, not to players. What a moment here with 1 on the shot clock.
Here's the time for the leaders to step up.
So Jeffers to trigger it in, the leader in assists for the Highlanders. Hart, 4-3, just short, and off of Hart.
Wow.
What a play by Carolero.
Wow, it was a great drawn-up play there by Coach Nichols. They faked to see who you thought they were going to dump it in there, and they ran hard off that screen. Got a little of a tough shot, but it was open. But Carolero, with that play he made down at the end, that's big time. You never usually want to throw it under your basket, but if you can throw it off of them to get that possession, you're happy if you're the Camels.
Typically, we talk about 5 assists for Carolero. That's the savviest play of the game with 2 minutes to go. Now can Campbell put this home win away after Clemens had the and one a moment ago. Clock to 7. Clemens on the move one more time. Sets up Henderson, and he hits the wing three.
I saw that going in, Evan. He went up in rhythm, let it go. He runs back down with a smile on his face. He said, I might have missed a few earlier, fellas, but I've been doing this for a few years here. We're at my school.
There's a foul on Henderson with a slashing Jeffers. Absolute necessities for Radford here to get to the line.
Yeah, and not only get there, Evan, they've got to make these free throws. I know they had to, they've been up in free throw percentage in conference, and this is the conference play, obviously, but he's got to make these. These are clutch free throws down 7, which is a 3-possession game, minute 25.
Jeffers can't get the free throw, and Radford 2 of 5 from the line in this half.
Yeah, that's tough. You think of 3 points left on the board. Had you see a couple substitutions made. Of course, Radford for defense, and Campbell's going to get in folks to take care of the ball, and if they foul, they got to make their free throws on the other end.
Back to a 6-point game as Kyrie Walker, the redshirt senior, checks in.
Radford's going to definitely amp up the pressure right now. We'll see how the Camels handle it. That's going to be a trap.
Remember, Campbell's 1 away from the bonus on a night where Jordan Whitfield notches his 1,000th career point. Campbell wants to orchestrate a second straight win.
Yeah, they're allowing them to do a 6-point game. They're allowing the Camels to run this time off the clock. They're depending on a lot of, 3-pointers or so to go for them.
There's Clemens sneaking through. That might be the final dagger today.
If I've seen one, that's definitely it. Now, they had to get a quick shot. Let's see what Jeffers does here. Woo, he let it go.
Rattles
in
out.
And out. In and out. That's the story of it for Radford. The close game, they can't make those plays down the end.
So Campbell's scoring defense has been locked in, setting up the offense. And on the day where it was a slow start from emotion and energy, Kevin McGeehan's club riding a 14-1 run.
Wow, and they kicked it in the time. And it started with that Carolero 3. They were looking at a 5-point game. You're like, you and I were talking over here. If he doesn't make that 3, this game, the energy and all is so different. He makes the 3. Coach McGeehan calls a timeout. They get consecutive stops. They've only given up 1 point to Radford since that time. And here you are, 8-point lead. You got your senior Jordan Whitfield at the line with 31.9 seconds left. If you're a Camel, it's a great day to be one.
Campbell's defense ranks 21st in the country. And here they are in the last 5 minutes holding Radford to 1 point.
Yeah, and you know, they're not used to giving up over 60. So they saw that. You can believe they're knowing their defense and where it's ranked. It's like if we stay 60 and under, I'm sure Coach McGinn is preaching this to them daily. So they're looking at that scoreboard, and that's when they stopped. They had 57 points and like, okay, we got to keep them under 60 and we can win the game.
Whitfield makes both, so it's a 10-point game. Timeout, Darius Nichols. We talked about energy and infectious environment. Campbell's brought it here in the last 5 minutes.
Yes, they have, Evan. And defense led to offense. You think about those stops and all they were getting. They got out. They had a transition three. They got Ricky Clemens driving to the basket like nothing in the world is going to stop him and getting the layups. But I saw him, you know, on the side. Even when they were going through, coaches talking to him, he got up like, hey, high-fiving each guy, letting them know that we're going to win this game. We just have to make the plays down the stretch.
This big three for Campbell, 40 combined points, clutch basket from Clemens. We saw the assist making of Carolero, and clearly Whitfield's been on a new level in the second half.
Yeah, you know, and Whitfield got him off to a good start early. Clemens came back in the second half, and, you know, Campbell's offense looked a little sluggish. He got a few layups in there, and, you know, the Camels knew that they had to get this game, as we talked about before. And you see a 5-point game before Carolero makes that three. They all just bonded together. Everybody said, we've got to make something. Even C.J. Henderson was able to make a big three down the end.
Last chance for the Highlanders, down 10. Stapleton kicks to Mangum. Three-pointers have been tough to come by in this half, and another defensive board. So Thompson heads to the free throw line. Radford in the second half now 3 of 10 from deep.
Yeah, this has to be tough for them with Coach Nichols in his first year there, and these players. These guys, they definitely played hard. They played their hearts out, played tough down the end. And, you know, when you're up 5, they're feeling good. And Campbell turned it on. This is a veteran team that's played together, and this is what they do. They've been in these situations, so they know what to do down the end. They just remain relaxed. You see no anxiety on them.
This is a Campbell team that returned 99% of its scoring and brings back a lineup of all juniors and seniors. How much does that play a factor today?
That's huge. You know, they know Coach McGeehan's system like the back of their hand, and even down, they don't get tight. You know, a lot of times the pressure, they say pressure busts pipes. The pressure doesn't get to Campbell. They're able to come out of here and get this win today.
Williams, another miss from deep. So Campbell's defense that came in the best in the Big South, one of the best in the country, leads to a convincing run down the stretch. 18-1 to close out the final 4 minutes as Campbell gets the victory here at home.
That's how you close out the game. That is how you close it out. And you look at that score, Radford didn't get to 60. They said, we're not letting you get to 60, and we'll live with the results. And that's what the Camels did. They got the victory today, Evan. You have to love it. Coach McGeehan is going to love that last segment. Those last 4 minutes or so for the Camels was probably the best, some of the best they played. You look at Ricky Clemens with the big and 1, 2 in the possible, which he made a definite. Going to the basket, you can't beat it, and that was crucial. And then he went to the line and finished it off with the bucket at the free throw line.
Our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. That put Campbell ahead by 4, and that's all they needed. 61 at that point. They pick up the win by 12. For George Miller, I'm Evan Budrovich. This is a presentation of ESPN. The Camels hang on to win 70-58. They move back to 500 in the conference. Radford drops to 1-3. You can watch this game on the ESPN app and ESPN.com. For all of us here in Bowie's Creek, we say good night as Campbell gets the home victory by 12.